Welcome to the Connector Podcast, an ongoing conversation connecting fintechs, banks and regulators worldwide. Join CEO and founder Koen Vanderhoydonk as you learn more about the latest available trends and solutions in the market. This episode is proudly sponsored by
OWIN23. Organized by Objectway.
Welcome to another episode of the Connector Podcast, and I'm here today with Gordon at the event from Objectway live from Venice. So Gordon, who are you and who do you represent?
Hello, thanks for having me. My name is Gordon Torbitzer. I am Chief Operations Officer and Chief Risk Officer from HAL Private Bank, Hauck, Aufhäuser, Lampe, as we say in Germany. And I have been with the bank since 12 years, and I'm happy to be here and to join the Objectway group.
Okay, nice. We're happy to have you on our podcast. So could you tell us and the audience a little bit more about the bank that you work for? I've heard that it's a private bank. It's a big one in Germany. So enlighten us, please.
Hauck Aufhäuser Lampe is a private bank in Germany. It is a very focused bank in Germany, a very popular bank in Germany. Mm-hmm. I would say our focused customer is a high net worth individual or an ultra high net worth individual.
Mm-hmm. When you talk private banking, and you mean ultra high net worth, so these are the real rich and wealthy clients. Do you see a difference between an ultra high worth and a high worth customer? Because I think mass affluent, it's probably not in your region, or maybe it is.
Our mass affluent is not in our region, no. But the difference between the high and the ultra high, mm-hmm. Of course, they are more demanding. So there must be more features in all your products and all your service offering, of course.
What I've been doing a bit of research myself too. And what I found particularly interesting is that over the last couple of years, you've done a couple of mergers and acquisitions. So growth by actually taking in other private banks. Now you could say from a technical point of view, this sounds like an easy job. But a private bank, it's all about who you are, the tradition. We heard it today, like being proud of being long in the business. So how do you do that cultural part?
So first of all, I would not admit that the technical part is easy. I will talk tomorrow on the panel how difficult it is to bring together two core banking systems, and I will talk about the migration that we had with the mm-hmm. last acquisition of Bankhaus Lampe. But of course, you're right. The other side is hard as well. You need to find a DNA that is, I would say, that fits for both worlds. You put together two DNAs mostly, and you have to define a new one. You cannot press people in some kind of shapes. You have to let them evolve, to develop, and things like that. So that's a pretty high thing. But in my view, we've done it pretty well by now. We mm-hmm. had a acquisition. With Saal Oppenheim in Luxembourg, and we had one with Bankhaus Lampe in the last 2 years. And to me, it seems it worked out pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Actually funny, because Saal Oppenheim used to be my customer in Luxembourg a long time ago.
Fine.
A small world. It's a small world. But would it be, that's just a statement, and I'll let you judge whether I'm right or not, but is it maybe because the wealthier customers, they are more high demanding, so at the same time it's probably also more easy to adapt them into a new world because it's all about the customer at the end?
Of course you're right, it's all about the customer, but there are no two identical private banks and no two identical service offerings. So you always need to adapt, and this is, in my view, this is the biggest challenge of all. But when you try hard, you can do it. And in my view, it worked out pretty fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent. And we talk about differences. So there's one thing about cultural differences. And maybe I made it sound too easy for systems to integrate. If you look at Europe, like having a single European market, we're far from there if we talk about taxes. So how does that work? Because I hear you say a Luxembourg bank versus a German bank. So how do you deal with all these taxes?
taxes is really a topic. It's let's say it's an issue, because of course you're right that taxation is different in every country. So you need a good system in the heart. You need a good core banking system that can cover all the requirements. Without that, it's not possible to expand to other countries.
You're a special kind in that sense that you're both the COO and the CRO. So an immediate question that came to my mind is how are you combining the operational mandate versus the risk mandate?
We've heard that today on the panel. So I would say the regulation and the things around the regulations can be innovation drivers. And in my view, it's quite normal to have these two jobs combined in one, because we need to cover the regulation, and of course we need to innovate, and that's what we do with IT and things like that. So for me, it's quite normal.
You're traditionally in Germany. Do you think that a German customer per se is different than any, like a typical European customer if you talk about ultra high work?
To be honest, I don't have that much experience outside of Germany, so I cannot really tell. I can tell that the German customers are very demanding. They're often, I would say, they own a company. They have established a firm. They have gained success. Often they are a market leader, even if you don't know their names. So these people are very special, and they know exactly what they want.
If you talk in your domain, today we talked a lot about innovation, sustainability, all this stuff. So what for you would be the drivers of success for the bank that you're running today?
The driver for success is, of course, one thing that is, I would say, the most important is the ability to adapt. You need the ability to adapt. You need the ability to transform. You need to I would say, accept that constant change is the only winning idea.
And is that something that today in the event, is it something that you found is resonating with the talks and the speakers? Sorry.
In my view, yes. They're talking a lot about future, about innovation and things like that. And they're talking about trust. And I think that's the topics that are important and that cover my idea.
And are you guys also heavily focused on sustainability? Is it something that you are triggered by your customers?
It's both. We're triggered by our customers, and of course we want to be a sustainable company and to offer sustainable products, because we see that it's inevitable. It's something that will be quite common in the future.
Thank you so much for joining us in this session, Gordon. I hope you have a nice rest of the event. And thank you so much.
So thanks for having me. Goodbye.
You're welcome. And thank you also to the listeners. And please stay tuned. More to follow. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Connector Podcast. To connect and keep up to date with all the latest, head over to www.jointheconnector.com or hit subscribe via your podcast streaming platform.